This could be a huge day for Alabama and the world of recruiting. Four-star safety Jamarrion Gordon reportedly announcing to Alabama today at 10 a.m. We'll find out. Akylin, the number one running back in the country, has set his official visit. It's in mid-June. That's a big one. And Alabama offers four-star safety Rylon Dillard-Allen. We're going to talk about all this and more right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. So like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. That's a way of saying roll Tide. And share with your friends. Help us grow this thing. I mean, if you enjoy the content and they're Alabama people and they like the roll Tide, they're going to enjoy this too. Got Big Sexy Elmo right after the open. What do you say? What do you say? I just want to play a guitar. There he is, Big Sexy Elmo in the house. I'm Mick Gillespie. Great to see all of you guys and a hearty roll Tide wherever you might be right now. Brett, we got so much to talk about. We got so much to do and so little time to do it.
That's right. That's right. And hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday morning with us.
All right. Well, look, this may have happened by the time you watch this, but if you're up early, it hasn't. Our good buddy, Andrew Bone, BamaOnline, we've known him for years, best in the business, is telling us four-star safety Jamarrion Gordon, 2026, is announcing for Alabama today. Now, we'll find out. That's his prediction in the prediction machine, but this would be a big get for Alabama as they start to build that 26 class.
Yeah, and it's another guy in the defensive secondary at safety. Jamarrion Gordon, 5'11", 185 pounds. He plays for Jackson High School in Jackson, Alabama. Pretty good athlete. Finished his sophomore season with 30 tackles, a couple tackles for loss, a sack, a fumble recovery, 7 pass breakups. Jackson's normally a pretty good football program, and they produce a lot of talent out of there. And let me tell you something, his freshman season, I think, was probably a little bit better than his sophomore season.
Wow.
This would be a big get. Mississippi State has offered him. Miami has offered him. Alabama has offered him. Jackson State has they've thrown their name in there, but several schools are after him, but apparently he's leaning toward the Tide.
Yeah, he's a 4-star in Rivals, 3-star on 3, 24/7. Bama doesn't care. I mean, it's Alabama, Florida, Auburn, but all the interest with Alabama, wants to be part of that program. Jumping on early. He good-looking kid, great athlete. The type of guy that you want to get early to help you recruit other players to the program with this staff. I don't even want to say new, but they haven't coached a game yet, but they're still continuing to follow up the tradition that Nick Saban established of going out and getting elite prospects. And hopefully Bone's right and he signs, or he commits. I guess he commits to Alabama, wouldn't sign. And they add a big-time safety after we basically were gutted in that department when Nick Saban retired, right? Another guy to keep an eye on here, coming to Tuscaloosa soon, Akylin. We talked about this guy in the past, right? The number one running back in the country. We love the fact that is it Quietman, Mississippi? Quitman, Mississippi. Okay, yeah. Quitman, Mississippi, another guy from the Magnolia State. A 6 foot, 200 pound running back. He's a consensus 4-star. And I know I pass that spot every time I'm basically driving from, Fairhope up to Tuscaloosa, and I go the Mississippi way, out to the interstate.
Yeah. And I was trying to think, Quitman, I was trying to remember exactly where that's at.
It's kind of like middle of the state, but below.
It's right below Meridian.
Yes, below Meridian.
There you go. on Highway 45.
That's it. That's it, pal.
Very, very good. Okay, I've got everything inside. Now, this guy has committed to Ole Miss, but who knows? 6'1", $200. That's his weight.
Yeah.
Running back. Good football player. Going to spend a few days in Tuscaloosa. That's a good thing because the more time you spend in Tuscaloosa, the more you love it. In 2023, he tallied up just over 2,000 yards rushing and 27 touchdowns.
Jeez.
He also threw for 3 touchdowns. This guy is considered to be a home run of a player. So this guy is, if he stays healthy, he's probably going to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah, right.
This is a good one. Like I say, committed to Ole Miss, but can we make that flip? That would be huge.
I'd love that. All right. Well, here's a guy that just got his Alabama offer. Another guy in the secondary, Rylon Dillard-Allen. You're talking about a guy from out west, right? Phoenix, Arizona, one of my stomping grounds, right? Didn't know all my years working spring training for the Cubs out there in that area. I love it. 6 foot, 185-pound safety. Arizona State's right in his backyard, UCLA, USC, Nebraska. But, hey, the Tide looking at a guy that On3 has as a 4-star, ESPN as a 4-star, 3-star with the other, the other publications, but could be a difference maker.
Considered to be one of the most versatile defensive backs in the West, the best of the West. And he's looking at Tuscaloosa. Rangy guy, 5'11", 165 pounds, plays at Mountain Pointe High School. Once again, A&M on the list. Washington's on the list. So that kind of tells you that he's probably had some contact in the past before with DeBoer. Arizona State, obviously on his list. But, 3-star, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, keeping an eye on all this.
Yeah,
and
keep an eye on it.
If Gordon announces for Alabama, we'll jump back on today to talk about that, give you an update on it when it happens. And I probably will. I mean, I'm thinking if Bone says it, then it's pretty legit. All right. What is going on in the world today besides the commitment of one Jamarrion Gordon at 10 a.m.?
Well, today's the 18th day of May. It is Reggie Jackson's birthday.
Oh, man. You know my Reggie Jackson story, right?
I do not.
So I was a kid, and I'd talk about Father Carl down in Boca Raton, group, in Baltimore, where I was from. He took me under his wing. And I loved Reggie Jackson. So we went to Memorial Stadium when I was a kid, and he had a press pass, and we went in there, and he went in the locker room and got Reggie Jackson out, and Reggie Jackson came out and met me out in the runway. And Reggie, this was before iPhones. I mean, obviously he was playing still, Yeah. And he like bent down and shook my hand and talked to me for a couple minutes. And it was like the biggest thing. And then even Father Carl tells the story right to today, and he gets more excited than me. Yeah. And I told him, I said, it just is so crazy because it was so unreal that it doesn't feel real. But when he tells it, it does. So I love Reggie Jackson. Okay. He was the guy that I wanted to hit a home run like Reggie Jackson as a kid. I wanted to maybe admire it a little more than most of the kids. And I liked the way that he played the game. So that I love Reggie. Hall of Famer, one of the greats.
He's 78 today. Brooks Robinson, Baseball Hall of Famer, 87 today.
And I didn't know they had the same birthday. That was my dad's favorite player.
Oh, okay.
And I almost named my son Brooks. I was telling him this the other day because my dad died when I was in high school. Loved Brooks Robinson, favorite player. And we were going to name him Brooks. And then, of course, Thomas Walter Jackner, my buddy Jake from college, was killed in Iraq. And so that's why my son's name's Jackner. But we were going to name him Brooks. Brooks passed away this year, and it was just such a shock because he meant so much to the baseball community. He's one of the biggest players as far as status to ever play the game, and he was always one of the nicest guys. Went out of his way for people that he didn't have to. He never acted like a celebrity. He never acted like he was anybody other than just Brooks Robinson from Arkansas. And I played third because of Brooks. You throw a rubber ball up against the wall and try to catch it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I knew that.
Yeah. A lot about me today. Sorry.
I did not know any of that. No, I'm
okay.
Sorry. The actress and writer Tina Fey, she's 54 today.
SNL fame.
Yeah.
Don't watch it as much. It's not as funny as it used to be.
I think it's funny.
No, it's like if you guys can make fun of Trump, you got to make fun of Biden. I mean, there's a lot of material there. Let's make fun of everybody equally, is what I say.
Yeah, well, yeah, and yeah, they should not be running out of material on either side.
Anybody, I mean,
yeah. Hawaiian-born singer Jack Johnson is 49 today.
Lived in Hawaii, you know that. Surfed. I like Jack Johnson. I didn't know he was from Hawaii.
Yeah,
his music style isn't Hawaiian though. But
no.
Good singer though. Good singer.
Yeah, I like Jack Johnson. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he's big and he's an actor. He's been in The Replacements, but his name is Chow Yun Fat, and he's 69 today. But also the king of country music, George Strait, is celebrating a birthday today.
And that's another one. I met George Strait. You know this?
Really?
Yeah, I met him in Birmingham. I was the Skull and Copenhagen rep back in college in Alabama, right? And we sponsored the concert in Birmingham,
right?
And I went backstage and I meet George, and he had this serious face, and I got a picture with him, everybody's, and then I made him laugh, I got him cracking up. Like I can't remember what I said, but I got a picture with my arm around him, and he was like really short. Like I was surprised. Like he's a little guy, but he's a great dude. And then we go to the Floor Bama a lot. The guy that wrote a lot of his #1 songs goes to the Floor Bama for the Frank Brown Songwriters event that they do every year. And it's pretty cool to see the people that wrote some of the songs for some of the greats that have, performed. And George Strait's one of the best of all times, man. If you like country music, I mean, you could argue that he's the best ever.
Armadillo by Morning, one of my favorites. Today, if you're looking for something to celebrate, now, Mick, today's my day. I've been waiting on this day like all year. Today is two things: World Whiskey Day and I Love Reese's Day.
Okay. Well, Reese's Pieces in a sundae. Love it. There's a place in downtown Fairhope that does like the frozen custard. Yeah. It doesn't work with my diet, but I absolutely love the Reese's Pieces when you put them in there, Reese's Cups.
Yeah.
And then what was that? Whiskey. I mean, come on, man. I love whiskey. Like bourbon whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. What's your favorite? My favorite bourbon is Blanton's, but I also love the 10-year Bullet. I know it's not that crazy. I mean, when you talk about all the other stuff that's out there, I like Willet, and I like. I could sit here and talk about a ton of Whistle Pig. I mean, there's a million of them, but that 10-year Bullet, if you guys try it, you like a little bit of spice to it, a little kick, and you're not going to pay too much. It's not too bad. One of the best out there.
All right. Let's see. What else is today? I think World Fiddle Day.
My grandfather played fiddle.
Really? You
played everything.
Played fiddle.
He was one of the top bluegrass musicians in the mid Atlantic. He was Butler. They called him the Butler Bigfoot. he was in a bunch of different bands, and he told me the reason he learned how to play fiddle is because no one else could play it. So he could do banjo and he could do guitar, he could do bass, but fiddle was the one that they had to have. That he learned how to play that. So he gave me I was supposed to learn how to play banjo, and it was really hard. I never did.
Banjo's like one of the toughest instruments to play
because you play with your like you got these little picks on there, and it's
yeah, you could be like a little guy on Deliverance.
Well, when they went, yeah, right. when they were growing up, though, they didn't have TVs and stuff. They just sit around and pick, and we've got look at all the technology we have now.
Yeah,
we'll use AI to pick for us.
Yeah. Look at us now. I mean, gee,
really doing well, buddy.
Yeah, we're just doing fantastic. But anyway, that's a look at what's going on today.
All right. Well, look, man, always great to see all of you guys. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Choctaw, Mississippi. 30 years they're celebrating right now. Brett and I are going over for the Boys to Men concert in Big and Rich. We're going to do that in July, right after the 4th, and we want you guys to be there as well. But check it out for yourself. They got table games and slots. They got the Timeout Sports Lounge and Sportsbook, which is basically Vegas-style casino right there in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You got the great concerts as they celebrate 30 years, and you're not going to end up like Scotty Scheffler if you go to the Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, which is the Augusta you can play. You're just going to show up and golf. Nobody's going to arrest you. You're going to have a good time. Find out for yourself. Did you see that today or yesterday, Brett? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I did.
And then finally, it's not least. It's the most important thing we're going to do on the show today, and that's we're going to talk about the Brett Elmore Show.
That's right. Monday through Friday, 6 till 10. WJLX 1015 and WJLX1015.com, and available on all the major streaming apps.
Brett, you've been on fire on your show, man. I mean, it is next level, man. You took it to a whole nother level.
Whole nother level. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. No, we have a great time, and I appreciate that.
Well, for all of you guys, from all of us.
They call him Big Sexy. Coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy. Throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XP, but Big Elmo is here to please.